Sri Lanka became only the third side this century to win a three-match series, having lost the initial test. Sri Lankan Arjuna Ranatunga joined South Africa's Hansi Cronje and Pakistan's Salim Malik as a captain able to inspire a team to turn a series on its head. Although the Sri Lankans can take much credit for this achievement, they only started to assert any real dominance once Pakistan had lost their lethal new ball combination of Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis to injury. The series opened in Peshawar at the new Arbab Niaz Stadium, where it was business as usual for Pakistan, who had yet to lose a series to Sri Lanka. Indeed, they had not lost a test series at home since losing 1-0 to the West Indies in 1980-81. Ramiz Raja, who had played his last test in May 1993, joined a long list of players to be appointed captain of Pakistan since Imran retired in 1992. That list includes Miandad, Akram, Younis and Malik. He began well by winning the toss and electing to bat. Although left-armer Vas took 5 for 99, including 4 of the top 5, there was precious little threat in the Sri Lankan attack, as Ramiz saw his side amass 459 before declaring. Syed Anwar, Captain Raja, wicketkeeper Moin Khan and Shoaib helped themselves to half-centuries, but it was Inzaman who provided the most authoritative and significant knock, eventually falling LBW to Vas, 5 runs short of his 100. In reply, once inroads had been made into the Sri Lankan batting, they never looked like avoiding the follow-on target. Akram swept through the lower order with customary pace and accuracy to finish with 5 for 55. As usual, he was at his most devastating with the old ball, claiming 4 wickets in 21 balls after lunch on the second day. Only Tilakaratne showed signs of what was to come, finishing unbeaten on 44. Following on, Sri Lanka began to show signs of resistance, with useful contributions from Ranatunga, 76, and Hathrasinghe, 53. At 214 for 5, it looked as though they would at least make Pakistan bat again. But once more, the Pakistani bowling proved far too strong for the lower order, who collapsed to 233 all out. This time, the damage was done by the gentle left-arm spin of Amir Sahail, who claimed 4 wickets. Among his victims was Sri Lankan wicketkeeper Duni Singh, who completed a pair, whilst the last 5 in the Sri Lankan batting lineup contributed only 23 runs between them in the entire match. Ramiz Raja became the first Pakistan captain to record an innings win on his test debut as captain. The match itself was marred by crowd violence, perhaps symbolic of the troubled state of Pakistan cricket and a sign of what was to come. From this crushing defeat, it was hard to envisage the dramatic turnabout that was to follow, despite the return of Sri Lankan batsman Aravinda de Silva, who had enjoyed such a profitable season with the English county side Kent. A more significant factor was the loss of Younis to injury and the doubtful fitness of his new ball partner Wasim Akram when the second test began 4 days later in Faisalabad. Ramiz again won the toss and this time inserted Sri Lanka. Akram immediately trapped Mahanama LBW for naught, and off-spinner Saklain claimed the wickets of both De Silva and Ranatunga for ducks. At 34 for 4, this brought Tilakaratne to the crease, who responded to his team's adversity with a magnificent century out of a final total of only 223. This was his 3rd century in Test cricket and undoubtedly his most important Test innings for his country. It helped keep Sri Lanka in the Test and in the series. In reply, all the Pakistan top order made contributions, with Anwar, Raja and Inzaman passing 50. Crucially, none of these went on, as the persistent bowling of off-spinner Muralitharan prevented Pakistan gaining too big a first innings lead. He took 5 wickets in all, as Pakistan were bowled out for 333, a lead of 110. The Sri Lankan second innings began badly, with Mahanama falling LBW to Akram, albeit not Wasim, for the second time in the match. Having lost 2 early wickets, the Sri Lankan pair of Hathrasinghe, 83, and De Silva, 105, orchestrated a remarkable fight back with a stand of 176. De Silva passed 3,000 runs in Test cricket, continuing his great form from his season with Kent. Without the threat of Akram, who was now injured and unable to bowl, the attack lost its menace to such an extent that the Sri Lanka tail wagged. Dharmasena with 49 and Vas with 40, adding crucial runs to give them a lead of 262. On the last day of this fascinating match, Sri Lanka levelled the series with a collective effort in the field. Vas picked up 4 for 45, which include opener Sahail, LBW for naught. The spinners, Muralitharan and Dharmasena, claimed 5 wickets between them. Muralitharan took the important wickets of Raja and Inzaman just as they threatened permanence. Muralitharan was awarded the man of the match, but in truth it was a team performance. This was typical of the Sri Lankan effort in the last test at Sialkot and produced another enthralling match. Here, Ranatunga won the toss for the first time and elected to bat against an attack which had now lost both Yunis and Akram. But with De Silva falling to Raymond for naught and Gurasena being run out when well set, Sri Lanka could only muster 232. Late order batsman Duna Singh top scored with 62 not out to guide them to respectability. Pakistan in reply could not conquer the spin of Muralitharan, who was introduced early into the attack by Ranatunga. 3 of his 4 wickets were from the top 5 in the batting order, including the important scalp of the captain, LBW for 26. Not one batsman passed 50. Sri Lanka then tightened their hold on the match by accumulating 338 before declaring. With the pitch wearing and beginning to turn, the lack of a specialist spinner in the home side was all important as the 4 seamers struggled to pose a threat. A decisive bold knock of 87 by their captain Ranatunga showed his team the way, with Tilakaratne and Hadri Singh also making half-centuries. Tilakaratne had proved an invaluable batsman coming in at number 6 for the Sri Lankans, giving strength and substance to the lower middle order. Setting off to chase 357 for victory, Pakistan crumbled to 15 for 5, with the Sri Lankan opening bowlers doing the damage. All the top order fell to catches, perhaps contributing to their own decline. After this start, Sri Lanka were always set for an historic victory. On the 5th morning, it was left to wicketkeeper Moin Khan to salvage some pride for Pakistan and delay the inevitable. This he did with a defiant, unbeaten century. He faced only 165 balls and hit 2 sixes and 14 fours. It was always ultimately a lost cause, despite a last-wicket partnership of 65, the highest of the innings. De Silva eventually dismissed Amir Nazir, appropriately enough caught by Tilakaratne, whose contribution had had such a bearing on the series. Sri Lanka won the series and Ranatunga was named man of the match for his decisive knock of 87 in the second innings. This was Pakistan's first home series defeat since losing to the West Indies in 80-81. It was also the first time they had lost 2 tests in a home series since Richie Benaud's Australians toured in 59-60. Whether this heralds the start of a new era or false dawn in Sri Lankan cricket remains to be seen, whilst with the